Hey everybody, this is John. Welcome to the free video. What a crazy day. So let's take a look here at Amazon. We've actually been trading Amazon pretty good all week. Today, unfortunately, we were flat in Amazon. I guess I say unfortunately. You can either be long, short, or flat. I would have loved to have, of course, been short Amazon, but I was flat Amazon. So didn't make any money, it didn't lose any money. So for Amazon, we this year essentially played Amazon with some directional puts to the downside, made some money, played it to the upside, made some money, and then yesterday took profits in it because it was acting, this is kind of gapped up. And I'm very nervous about being long, and then today it just puked. It'd have been great to have some puts on it, but you know what? Flat as a position, save your cash kind of for another day. So what happened today? Let's take a look at the NASDAQ futures. So NASDAQ futures, first of all, from a weekly perspective, of course, you can't really tell that there's a futile attempt at a bounce, right? And it is important to keep in mind that, first of all, on a daily chart, once a market actually closes below its 89 period moving average 2 days in a row, and all the other moving averages are on top of it, that is a potential multi-month trend change. Okay, so keep that in mind, i.e. any rallies back to the 89 are shortable. The second thing to keep in mind is after this huge move down, like 600 points down, we only managed to rally like 2 days. I mean, that's like a foot. That's not even a flag, that's a foot. And then we roll back over, very, very bearish, okay? Now, on something like this, when it's this violent, now, the interesting thing here today too, let's actually bring up like a 15-minute chart. And we can see that, essentially, overnight, we kind of rallied. We opened up like 30 points, 40 points, and then we just kind of puked. And overall, the plan today was, all right, we gapped up, great, let's take profits on longs and just wait. You don't want to buy anything, but then don't really want to short anything. And then I went to go to lunch. And while I was at lunch, a particular thing happened. The ticks did this. And during this time, the NASDAQ fell about 100 points, and I completely missed that. That being said, when that happens, there's a great trade when that happens, and that's when you get the first plus 600 tick reading. When you get like a series, when you get minus 1,000, minus 1,000, minus 1,200, minus 1,200, and then you hit plus 600, you always short that, okay? So we did that in the NASDAQ. Now, so you could do that, obviously you could buy Q puts, but that's kind of something for the NASDAQ futures. So we were watching it, it's going, great, it's going. We get the plus 600 tick reading. You can wait for the loss of momentum to double check. You get short, you place your stop, and in this case, we rode it all the way back down. And that was in the, the beginning of the year. We set up 4 accounts, a $5,000 account, which is options, a $15,000 account, which is just futures, and then a $45,000 account and a $185,000 account. So the $15,000 account, we shorted the NASDAQ and ended up being the best performing account of the day. Okay, and so that was fantastic, and it's nice on something like that because an intraday move like that is actually very, very easy to do in futures, and it's a little bit more difficult to do with options. Obviously, I love trading options, but if you're looking for a shorter term directional stuff, a little trickier sometimes. So NASDAQ futures or any type of futures are really, really good for directional moves like that. And of course, if you had a bunch of bullish positions on, like say option, put credit spreads that are going to be difficult to manage when the market's rolling over, great. You can short NASDAQ futures and just hedge yourself, lock in your net liquidating value so you don't have to freak out. Okay, so it's a super helpful tool. All right, so I got a couple things here real quick to mention. This is some pretty awesome stuff that's coming up. I have not done a class like this in 2 years. Doing the first futures class I've done in 2 years. Have a lot of people here that are interested in futures, or you've been trading them and are just looking for some more interesting setups. simplerfutures.com/A2Z. We're going to do a basic strategies class. It's going to be 5 hours. It's going to be myself and Tony and Neil. If you're a newbie, you're going to learn everything you need to know about futures, trading them, hedging with them. For just the basics of how they work, right? And then we're going to step into we're going to each show you our favorite setup, okay? And then we're going to talk about things like rollover gaps and different strategies that you can do with futures. And at the end of this, and it's a $497 class, but at the end of this, again, the goal is that by trading one contract on a couple of these setups, you can make this back, okay? I'm just excited because I've not done a futures class in for a long time, and Neil and Tony are going to be joining me on this. And if you haven't noticed, the markets right now, the way they are, you're at a disadvantage if you don't understand futures, okay? And even if you don't really trade them, you want to understand how they work, how they drive market movement, and how the correlations work. That's all futures based, okay? From there, we're going to do live trading. Now, the live trading on futures, this is going to be different than anything you've ever seen. Obviously, it's futures, but a lot of this is going to be driven by internals, okay? We're going to be spending a lot of time reading the ticks, reading the vol spread, reading the VIX, reading the put-call ratio, and timing shorter-term trades in the futures with this. Also, we're going to be studying correlations. And again, I'm going to be live trading. Neil's going to be live trading. Tony's going to be live trading. We're actually going to be all three on the mic discussing trades at the same time at some point. This is to me, this is a must-attend class. So the Saturday class is on January 23rd. The live trading is the 26th, 27th, and 28th, and this includes the Saturday class, okay? Last but not least, I do want to tell you guys, we do have a few spots left for our Austin live event, and we have a couple of special announcements with this. Now, how this works, first of all, it's a small group. It's limited to 50 people. Yes, it's $49.97, a little bit of a heftier price tag. It's a very good investment, though, in your future self, right? It includes these, includes this. This is the kind of thing where, since it's in Austin, our entire team is going to be there. You get to spend 3 days locked away from your busy life and just focus on trading. And that kind of thing is where, you can have insights in that kind of environment that can normally take 6 months because you're just focusing on this, all right? And this is something where we're going to be doing one day on Sunday talking about strategy, and we're going to be doing options and futures, and live trading Monday and Tuesday. Heavy emphasis on live trading. I'm going to be walking around, looking over your shoulder. You can ask me questions, okay, find out how this thing really works. I'll be bringing some of you up on stage. It's a great time. It's 2 special announcements. One, first, I don't know how many of you know, but so Paula Webb is Mark Douglas's wife. For those of you that don't know, Mark Douglas sadly passed away in August. He was a mentor of mine. I love his books, Trading in the Zone. I was actually doing coaching with him back in July. I'll be talking about that on Sunday. Paula has been working with Mark, in addition to being married to him, working with him not only in kind of helping him put his stuff together, but she's also developed her own series of books and that focus on mindset and money and how people's brain relate to money. And she's told me and I've reviewed some of her work. She told me some of the stuff she's done. I was like, okay, you have got to come talk to our group about this. So she'll be there, and she's going to do a talk. And then the other person that's going to be there is a gentleman named, here, let me find out, I'll get him real quick. I'll just bring this up, it'll be a lot easier. So Sean Stevenson, I don't know if you've heard of him or not. I saw him speak recently at an event where Tony Robbins shared the stage, and Sean blew Tony away. And you can see, big audiences. He's agreed to come speak to our small group. When he was born, the doctor told his mother, I'm sorry, your son only has a couple of weeks to live. He's not going to make it. Today, Sean is in his 30s, and he's proud to say that he outlived his doctor. And he has just learned some things about life. And by the way, his dad used to be a day trader, and so he understands traders. He's just learned some things about essentially a person's attitude towards whatever it is that they're doing. And I just found it very inspiring and enlightening and helped me tremendously in terms of trading. And he's going to be there too. So this is going to be a very special event. And if you've thought about doing one of our live events, and again, they're very limited. They're maxed out at 50 people. We've got a few spots left on this. I encourage you, if you're interested in this, to kind of dive in and take your trading to the next level. This is the thing to do, okay? So that's what I got. simplerfutures.com/A to Z. And if you've been thinking about a live type event, I would encourage you to think about this and make that investment in yourself. All right, you guys have a great rest of the night, and we'll see you at the next update.